moron!
Hey, moron!
Dude! Look at me! I'm the waterboard, dude!
Well, good afternoon, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you're ready for, I guess fun if you're an Eagle fan, but I guess this is going to be, I don't know what this is going to be. It's going to be hell is what it's going to be. Getting ready for the Dan Selio show. So I'm getting the link in here. Walker Wade. You know, Walker, as I was driving down the road yesterday, it was funny because I was looking, and I'm going down Interstate 81, and I'm looking at trucks differently because of you and the conversation where you were showing me all the different trucks and stuff, because now I understood what you're saying, that all the trucks now are kind of, the aerodynamic and stuff, as opposed to the older trucks that have that flat front and the big grill. Those older trucks that are literally the Cadillac of the industry and stuff. And so as I'm driving, I'm looking at all of these different trucks, and I'm like, oh my God, that's what he's talking about. That's what Wade is talking about. So, let's see. Oh, snap. Okay, I forgot. I don't have my other camera on here, do I? So, hold up. Okay. There we go. Okay, got my camera working. And I guess this is where I enter the studio. Let's listen.
With it, we appreciate it here. Let's see here. Best segment on this show. You guys like that? I know. I got to hand it to Mark. Mark does a great job with his content and on his network. And right now, personally, I think there's probably more content for Mark than he's ever had before in his entire
I'd rather not
career
have this content.
covering the Cowboys. And I'll tell you why. The Cowboys are a story when they're great. The Cowboys are a story, an even bigger story, when they suck. Because that team today, I mean, there's no question about it that you have great content. What you don't want is, you don't want a 7-8 team. Okay? They're going to be starting over. By the way, I gotta bring this up before I get one thing here on the playoff picture here, but do you want to hear something that what Mark has to deal with? By the way, Philly.500 is going to join us too.
Oh, shit.
So how about this? Mark's Jerry Jones paid Dak Prescott this year.
It's not Dak's fault.
$60 million in salary.
It's not Dak's fault.
And another $80 million check in a signing bonus.
It's not Dak's
This
fault.
calendar year, Dak Prescott made $140 million. Why is that important? Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys for $154 million in 1989.
Inflation,
The price
bro.
of the Cowboys is what he almost paid Dak
You
Prescott.
can't, yeah,
And
that's
Prescott's
inflation.
finished for the rest of the year. And I think, they should shut him down. What are they playing for?
Nothing.
I'll say one more thing about this, and then we'll bring Mark in. We'll do the playoff picture later.
Yeah, please
That
don't
was
do it.
one of the worst rosters I've seen a Dallas Cowboy team have, even since the 1-15 team. I mean, look, one thing they did well, they pass rushed. They did a great job last week, pass rushing. But again, the mental errors. I mean, Cooper Rush was on a better team when he went 4-1. That was a better
That's exactly
team.
what I said.
I mean, you're not going anywhere with 46 yards passing. That's like 1929 football. You're just not going anywhere. By the way, guys, please hit the like button here, and let's bring our friend in. and we'll get Philly 500 coming up here in a second. But let's bring in Mark Holmes here, and hopefully he's not hammered too bad. Mark, hey, I thought you'd wave the white. Hey, man. Yeah, hey, I think you deserve it. I think you deserve it, brother.
You know, I went to Playmakers.
Okay.
And
how was it?
It was nice. It was nice. They're like, who? I said, hey, I'm Mark Holmes from Joe Sports Report. Who?
Dude, he was the worst at getting back to me. I apologize, dude. That I did try.
Place is nice. This place is nice.
Man, get this. When I had him on my show the other week, about 2 weeks ago, when I had him on, I texted him a month out from that, and then he texted me like 2 days before.
Mm-hmm.
So he usually gets back with me about a month later because he does so much shit.
He's a busy man. He's a busy man. I'm a flea on it.
Was it a good place? Where is it? In Valley Ranch?
I don't know. I had a friend of ours driving us. He took us by there. It's not far from from Frisco. So it's kind of like in between the two of them and things. It's like a really nice sports bar. I love the way they have the television and stuff on there. The bar is down the middle of it. He actually has a blogging studio that's there too. So that way he can keep down the noise and stuff. But yeah, definitely nice.
Because if I'm not mistaken, he's got a YouTube show too, right?
Yeah, he's just started that. He's on Tuesday nights about 8:00 Eastern and stuff. So I'm always on there checking him out. So yeah, definitely.
Mark, what are you talking to Cowboy fans about?
Stepping away from the ledge. You know what? It's actually probably the best thing that what's happening right now, because see, Stephen Jones has always had his battle cry of, we won 36 games over the last 3 years, and that's right there in production with the Kansas City Chiefs. And see, and so I think that they got high on their supply where they believe that whatever they're going to do, they're still going to be relevant. Right now, it is so bad, and I'm going to tell you how bad it was. When I was first looking at the tickets for the game for the Eagles-Cowboys, the upper-level decks were about $400 a seat. For Monday night's game right now, the upper-level deck seats are as low as $89 at AT&T.
Wow.
Yeah, think about that. $89, and there were a lot of empty seats there at the stadium this week. And I actually, I'm a homer. I'm a Dallas Cowboy homer and stuff, but I looked at things differently now, and I realize the mirage that you have about being in Dallas. When you go and you see AT&T Stadium, it's beautiful. The sound system is loud and up in your face. You've got the big television screen and all of the, all the bells and whistles and things that keep you, entertained. But what you're actually there for, you don't get. It's everything but football. And so for this thing to kind of implode the way it is, where now they're talking about flexing the Cowboys out of some of their primetime games.
Of course.
That has to start being...
That team's not watchable right now.
Right. And so that's where it needs... I'm hoping that it's a wake-up call for the Joneses to realize we can't just keep doing this like this. People don't believe anything Jerry Jones has to say, and they're sick of it right now. So the best thing is they keep getting mollywopped. And congratulations to the Eagles. We had actually... we actually played well on defense starting early. And then all of a sudden, Cooper Rush, everybody thought Cooper Rush was going to be the savior. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do this. And I'm sure
Go ahead and bring him in.
I'm sure he's drinking joy juice right now because I think it's, hey, look at this here. Let's bring in Philly.500 here. And
Cowboys tears. That's right. Right here.
They literally selling Cowboys chickens at the pro shop.
And gone that he doesn't know what an eagle and a chicken. He doesn't know the difference between an eagle and a chicken is. It's really pathetic.
Hey, so really how do you feel after that ass beating the Eagles put on the Cowboys, Philly?
Uh, I feel great. I mean, how can you not feel great? Uh, I mean, is it our Super Bowl? No. Do we have work to do? Yeah. It's nice to put that crappy team out of their misery. It's a beautiful thing. But I mean, we knew that the Eagles were going to beat them. So it's always nice to beat Dallas, especially in Dallas. But we got work to do. We're focused on real teams. Not that crappy cellar dweller.
Can I
How
give
about this?
an air
Wait
of
a minute here,
caution?
Mark. How about this, though? First half, they had 5 sacks.
That's what I was going to get to.
Hurts
Mhm.
had 2 turnovers,
Mm-hmm.
some missed throws. I mean,
Yeah.
as bad as Dallas was, they're 28th in pass defense heading into that
And-
game.
and
They're probably worse
I-
now.
I-
I mean, any concerns with him holding onto the ball and also taking those sacks?
No, I mean you don't like to see it, but obviously the Eagles' game plan going in had a lot to do with Thursday night football game. I believe the reason you didn't see Barkley get the ball that much in the first half was because the Eagles were really trying not to overuse him this game because of the Thursday night game. Now, I think the mistake was to come out throw instead of run the other running backs. It would have been nice to see Gainwell get carries and nice to see Shipley get carries. But instead, they went to we're going to throw. I mean, obviously, we know how you beat Dallas. You run against them. So I think by the way that they came out and didn't play to the way you need to beat Dallas was why you had those things happen in the first half.
Mark, surely as that game was going on for you, I mean, what were you thinking when you were watching the quarterback play from Cooper Rush and and then get this. Then they
Oh.
put that stiff in Trey Lance. I mean, it went from bad to worse. I mean, they're tanking now, right?
I don't think that they intended to tank, but they've been forced to tank. My thought was the whole time is this is what a lot of you guys wanted. Dak sucks, man. Cooper Rush is a better manager of the game, or Trey Lance and his legs. You got less than 70 yards passing. You got a couple of fumbles. You got an interception. It's just like you see what an inept quarterback is, and you realize that
Mark, you paid that guy $140 million this year.
you can't. But Dak is
paid him $140, and he was bad even when he was healthy.
okay. You hold on, stop right there, because see, you even pointed it out.
Yes.
You even pointed it out. This team's roster sucks. Cooper Rush was awful, but you know what? Cooper Rush was probably about the same guy he was when he played a few years ago, and the roster was better. How many guys on this roster besides Micah Parsons, Overshown, and Tyler Smith are you looking at saying, I'd like to have them on my team right now? You don't have a freaking running game. Your wide receivers, when they are finally open, the sun's in their freaking eyes. You've literally done everything possible to be as bad as you can be. And, we suck. I'm glad you beat a bad team, Philly, but I wouldn't feel that smug about it because they got to your quarterback. If we had any offense whatsoever,
You see this?
if
You see
Zeke
this?
doesn't fumble
You
on
see what he's doing?
the goal line, if Cooper Rush doesn't fumble on the 17-yard line, it might have been a different game. It just might have.
Yeah,
But congratulations
if
to
Dak didn't
you.
choke every playoffs, right?
Oh, Lord. Dak Prescott is the only thing that's kept this team relevant.
Listen. Dak Prescott has stunk this year, and he has proven that
The
he
whole
cannot
team
put a team on his back.
stinks.
And yeah, but so does
We
the
are
other.
literally
There was no
worse.
difference
Please
without
tell
him.
me a category
Here's the
besides
funny thing.
kicking that this team is good on.
Here's
And your only thing
no,
is Dak Prescott?
You have a
Come on.
really good field goal kicker. Your field goal
That's
kicker
it.
is
That's it.
lights out. I love
And until we can get him to
But,
kick from the 20-yard line all the
I
way
didn't use
downfield,
I didn't
we're going to
use-
continue to lose.
I didn't use the sun as an excuse in the eyes of the players. You didn't see me say, hey, we threw that interception because Hurts couldn't see because of the sun. That came from the loser.
Yeah, we are
right?
losing.
He brought it up as an excuse.
I can't defend this.
Excuse
I can't.
after
I can't
You
defend it.
can't.
But wait a minute.
I'm not
Mark,
even
Mark,
trying to.
Mark, get this,
You
though.
shouldn't.
Here's the one thing that I have a criticism for the Eagle guys and how they're looking and how they're playing here.
Beating shitty teams.
Combined record of not 8-28 they have played over the last couple weeks here. And to sit there and try to crow over well, you know what? We've been winning a lot of football games, and yet I look at that and I go, these next 3 games are going to tell me more about the Eagles than these past 5 games are, because now you have Washington on Thursday night, who had the 4th-ranked offense in the NFL. By the way, I mean, you're talking about a team also has the 3rd-ranked passing attack in the NFL in Washington. The Eagles are 20th. I mean, you've got then on the other side of that. So check it out. You got the 4th-ranked offense Thursday. You've got the 12th-ranked offense on the Rams. Then you got the number 1 overall ranked offense with Baltimore.
Good luck
you're
with that.
You're going to find out who you guys are coming up here in these next 3 weeks, I think. Don't you think?
I agree. Oh, absolutely. I think the next 3 weeks are going to be extremely telling for this team. There's no question about it. If you go in and let's say you beat Washington, Rams, and Baltimore, I'm going to feel really good about this team. But yeah, I think the next 3 weeks are the real test. There's no doubt about it.
Did you actually think the Cowboys were a test with Cooper Rush and Trey Lance?
No, nobody said that. I just said the real test is this week. That was just an.
I told you you'd win 5 games this year.
You actually that's the over. I don't think we're going to get there right now.
Oh my God! You think that? Hey,
I said
I'll be honest. The Giants game. I'm looking at the schedule. The Giants game may be the only thing that they have a chance at, and I'm not even sure that they'll have that at home.
That out of Thanksgiving.
As bad as
that game out of Thanksgiving.
I want you to understand, the Cowboys. You can take any of their 64 years, and they have never played as bad as they have at home right now. They are rushing the football worse than the 1960 team right now.
No, this looks like the 1-15 shit. And 1-15.
Tried to tell you.
Hey, let me ask you this then, Philly.
Yeah.
If just as an Eagle and as a guy who can't stand that franchise, I would trade Michael Parsons away. I think the guy, in my opinion, I think he's a 2-dimensional player, not a 3-dimensional player. I don't think he likes to play to run, nor do I think he wants to play to run. He wants to make TFLs, and he wants to be a Hollywood movie star, and he wants to be a sack guy. I mean, quite frankly, I don't think he's a very good teammate on top of that. Wouldn't you try to get as much as you possibly can? Because, Mark, how many holes do you think? I mean, there's certain teams that are players away from being a Super Bowl team. You are probably a defensive line away. You're an retooled old line. You're a back. You got a number 2 wideout you got to find. Why not go get some equity and get some draft picks, Mark?
You need some edge rushers too.
Get some picks. You know, the one thing the Joneses are pretty decent at, that's at least drafting and finding some guys. Hey, by the way, you were right. You were right about Overshawn. He's a fucking
He's a beast.
Player,
Him and Cooper Beebe are about the only 2 bright spots from this year.
And your field goal kicker. You have a good
He's a good. Wouldn't you trade him though?
You know, I'm going to say his tone. I think he's actually learned. He's been forced to grow up the last few weeks. You know, it used to be we're hanging out with Big Play Slay and I'm everybody's buddy and we're yucking it up. He's getting beat up really bad in the media right now, and everything he's saying. You know, when you're winning, you know, everything's all shits and giggles. When you're losing, everything that you say gets scrutinized. And I think that he's getting beat down, and I think the Cowboys have gotten to him a little bit and said, you need to slow your roll on some of this stuff. I don't know if it'll continue into next year. If it is end up being that Bill Belichick comes, I can't see that coexisting with the Bill Belichick style run team. But then again, I don't see Bill Belichick working with Jerry Jones.
Let me go over here to Philly.500 here, and I brought this up here. We had Joe Theismann on yesterday, and we were talking to Joe Theismann about coordinators. And this kind of goes to Mark's comments about Kellen Moore. And I'm going to make this proclamation. You tell me if you think I'm wrong here, Philly. I think they completely hired the wrong coordinator for Jalen Hurts. And I think it should have been Cliff Kingsbury, and here's why. I don't believe that Kellen Moore has improved the offense passing-wise. The offense is 20th. He's doing a little few things better, but they're a running football team and a defensive football team. Whereas you look at Jaden Daniels, Cliff Kingsbury has turned that guy into a player that's got a 4th-ranked passing offense in pro football, and he has made an impact on him. Let's not forget, I have heard that they had a 3-year contract on the table. He waited out between control, which he wasn't going to ever get in Philadelphia, and he was going to get complete control in Washington. And I think he landed on that. And I think Kellen Moore, I mean, help me if I'm wrong here, Mark, but the only quarterbacks that he's ever coached have been traditional 7-step guys like Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert. And now you're asking him to be a guy who's a dual threat guy. Look at Kingsbury, Philly, Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. These are all dudes that are dual threat guys that he's had the style that fits him. I think it's taken probably 5 or 6 weeks, don't you think, for Kellen Moore and Jalen to figure it out, because Kellen's never really coached this style, and that's why it's been a bumpy start, but better over the last couple of weeks because they're running it more.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Kingsbury was very high on my list, as probably a lot of people, for that offensive corner spot. But I mean, like you said, they're starting to come along now. They're starting to play now. They're figuring it out now. So, I'm not gonna crap on Kellen Moore right now, because I think they're getting better, and I think Hurts is getting better, and the offense is getting better, and this team as a whole is getting better. Let's see where they are in December. Let's see what it looks like in January. To me, it's way too soon.
Bro, you can't use this game as any kind of measuring stick, bro. Everybody. I mean, New Orleans blew us out at home, man. Look at New Orleans.
Did I say anything about this game? I just said let's wait till December and January. And then you're like, oh, you can't use this game. I didn't say anything about this game.
I'm sorry. I haven't seen you beat. Okay, tell me the quality team that you beat thus far.
Green Bay.
They're up and down, bro.
Oh, you remember Green Bay?
Up and down.
Dallas in the playoff.
And I believe that went down to the wire, didn't it?
Big $60 million Dak Prescott.
You didn't beat Dak Prescott this year.
Stunk. No,
You didn't
Green Bay did beat you, right? You can't say we didn't have a quality win. Green Bay's a quality win.
Okay.
Bengals,
So that's it.
Quality win.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
All right.
What are you
Okay.
talking about?
Okay. Then go ahead and get your rings made. Get your tickets for the Super Bowl.
Wait.
Okay.
I got it.
Wait, to go down the line here to what Mark is saying here, Philly. Let's here's the teams that have had a 500 record since you've played them this year into week 10, I think it is. Now we're going actually heading into week 11 here. Green Bay's got a winning record. Atlanta's got a winning record. Mm-hmm. There's been 2 teams with a winning record going into tomorrow night, and you've only beat one of them. That was Green Bay. That was in week 1. Mm-hmm. The rest of these teams, it is. The rest of these teams, what do you make of that? That you really haven't played anybody? And I'm not saying Washington as anybody. So your quality win, you're going with the first game of the year.
See, I think this gets so overrated and overblown. This is what we heard in 2017. You haven't played anybody. But we just went on to win a Super Bowl. I think that you can only play who's on your schedule, okay? And that's it. And the Eagles are playing and going through their schedule. And, yeah, Green Bay is a very good team, and they beat them.
Do you think you'll have next year?
It doesn't matter as long as Jerry and Steven. You hamstring. Okay, Mike McCarthy is not the best coach in the NFL. I'm not going to lie to you and say that. But when you literally do what you did, you cut him off at the knees. They literally, if you're a player, are you listening to Mike McCarthy without a contract?
No. I'm not listening to Mike McCarthy, not because of Mike McCarthy. I'm not listening to him because of the power structure. And by the way, there's a lot of me that says that about Philly too and Nick. I'm not really looking at that guy with any kind of autonomy in that locker room. I look at him and I look at Mike McCarthy, and I can look at McCarthy and go, if I want anything done, I'm going to go to Jerry Jones.
Thank you very much.
If I want anything done in Philly, I go to Howie. I'm not going to
Nick.
Nick.
So you're hamstrung if you're the coach and the guy coming in. The only way it's going to matter who comes in as a coach if Jerry Jones actually changes what he does. And my only hope is that this season that they don't win another game and they continue to get embarrassed to the point where nobody watches them, because unless you hit rock bottom, Jerry's not going to change. Stephen Jones is still going to be saying, well, we just had some bad luck with injuries and things. We trust the process and, we'll get this thing right. No, that's bullshit. You need wholesale changes from the head all the way down.
I think Philly's I think he's taking it easy on you. Because I think he actually feels sorry for that team and
I don't feel sorry for them at all.
I'll be honest with you, man.
Or you're making them irrelevant in your life right now.
No, it was crazy.
Irrelevant.
No, bro, this is true fact. I'm here in Dallas. There are tons and tons of Eagle fans. And, they didn't rub our face. I literally think that Eagle fans felt bad for us. I sat next to an Eagle fan flying back home, and she said, it'll get better. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, it won't.
I don't
no,
feel
it
sorry
won't.
for him at all.
It won't get
I
better.
don't feel sorry for him.
Dude, I thought they were going to put a 50 burger on you.
Why get involved when they're doing a perfect job tearing themselves up?
That's Jerry.
Sitting there, crushing his team. He's criticizing his team. I don't need to intervene in that. Let him do it. I don't feel sorry, but truth is Dallas is irrelevant. Dallas is a bottom feeder right now, and for the past 2 weeks we've been focused on Washington. Listen, I could tell you, I haven't gone into a Dallas Cowboys game that I can remember in a long time where I was looking at the other team after them. I wasn't even focused on Dallas. It was like, Dallas. Washington.
And you shouldn't have.
That's the truth. Yeah,
you shouldn't
that's
have.
the truth.
And it makes me
Dallas
wonder why you
people.
guys don't even need me on the show anymore. It's like, why bring me on in here?
No.
It's not even funny
No,
anymore.
You're under contract.
I'm not under no damn contract.
Mark,
he's under contract.
I think it's perfect because I disagree with Philly on this. The Cowboys are relevant when they suck, and the Cowboys are relevant when they don't suck. There's a reason you have the highest rated TV games every freaking year.
Yeah.
Your record doesn't matter because you know why? You've got an owner that's P.T. Barnum.
That's right.
He cares about the circus. He doesn't give a shit about the game. He cares about
Dallas
the circus.
Still stinks. Dallas still stinks.
Yes, we do.
That's the way it is.
They've literally taken the fun out of the game for me.
When you take Dak Prescott away from Mark's not the same. He just deflates, right? Because it's not about Dallas. It's about Dak Prescott. See, if Dak was in there, it's a whole different story. But
if Dak was in there, we might have some kind of a chance.
You would have lost. You still would have lost.
I would bet you would have scored more than 6 damn points.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. You probably scored 13. That's about it. And Mark does owe me an apology, by the way.
I don't know you shit, mother humper.
You owe me an apology.
No, bro. All the damn video, the videos you've done with me eating a glizzy and all that shit. Screw you, Philly. Screw you.
You owe me. I can't help it that you have feeding time 3-4 times every stream. Listen,
I know you're not talking about somebody eating. I know you're not talking about somebody eating.
At least I'm smart. At least I'm smart enough to know that nobody wants to watch me chew. So figure it out. Listen.
It's not like I can watch a good football game. I got to do something.
Over the summer, Mark made a huge deal. He had stills. He was having streams about this. Complete
streams
meltdown.
About what?
How dare Philly.500 go on a Selio show and say that the Eagles secondary is better than the Cowboys secondary.
Lordy.
How dare you?
Well, I'll be honest. I haven't seen all my secondary. I haven't seen all my secondary out there.
The Eagles secondary.
My guys have been injured all season, and we've got no pass rush. And I dare say that our secondary is probably the best thing we got going on.
No, your pass rushing is.
Your kicker.
Pass rushing that only when Mike has been back this past week.
Your kicker.
Mark, you know what? People in here are saying you're not the same, man. It's like you're defeated and you're like surrendering. And
Sills, how can I defend? Okay, you know what? I am the biggest homer there is out there. What is there out there for me to defend? What? Please.
So tell me what a day of content is.
Oh, hitting new lows.
For Mark.
Hitting new lows and stuff.
Are you already talking about the April draft now?
No, I'm not talking about the draft yet. I'm still dealing with this
I can tell you,
season right now and how inept Jerry Jones is. I'll be honest with you. I'm actually worried about Jerry Jones's health because when you start seeing him post-game, he does not look well. And the way people are going after him right now, I hope he does not have a heart attack in one of these interviews and things. This has to be killing him, seeing this team being this bad. I think they figured that they were doing a soft rebuild. They weren't going to do a lot. They're going to try and clear out some contracts and things, but I think they still thought they would be relevant.
Mark, you've won 4 postseason games
Yeah,
in 30
we have.
years.
And who do you think you need to blame right there?
The Bengals have won more
Dak
postseason
Prescott.
games.
Here's the problem is it's the curse of Jimmy Johnson, man. Jerry has forever tried to do this to say it was me, and it's been an utter failure. You can't look. You brought in decent coaches. You can't say Bill Parcells wasn't the winner. You can't. And you can look at it and say they were headed in the right direction when they brought in T.O., they brought in Terry Glenn and things. They actually had 13 Pro Bowlers. Unfortunately, the Giants beat us then. And since that time, the guy who said winning is everything, we must win, we will win, now is kind of like we're going to do more with less. I don't know what happened to his balls.
Hey, Philly, if you're Dak,
This is great.
Philly, if you're Dak, why do you want to stay in Dak?
I
Just for
wouldn't.
the money?
I'd be out of there. I'd be out of there.
I actually have an answer. I have an answer for that. From
Okay, well, wait, Mark, how about this? How many years do you think you are away from being an NFC contender, not an NFC East contender, but an NFC contender to win the NFC? How about this? Getting to the game. You haven't been to the game in 30 years. How far away do you think you are? Can I tell you? Let me tell you. I think you're half a decade away.
it all
Being
goes.
like maybe 3 to 5 years away from getting to that point if you do everything right.
It all depends on what happens in the front office. If we continue to do this stuff,
So you're hoping he dies?
No, I'm not hoping that he dies. I'm hoping that he realizes that he's not the guy for the job anymore. That when Mickey Loomis, who's 66, is 20 years younger than his ass is, and he looks like he's past his prime.
Why don't you hire Howie Roseman?
Howie's got his own problems
have
too.
Howie Roseman's
Can't have him.
contract is coming up, and by
Can't
the
have
way,
him.
But
Hold on,
now,
hold
if here's where I can say at least if they were to go ahead and get people in here that knew how to work with the cap and knew how to
Howie
draft
Roseman, his
and would
contract
let
is up.
coaches
Jeffrey Lurie's
coach.
kid. Wait, Mark. Jeffrey Lurie's kid is going to be the next general manager of that football team. Okay, he's going to be the next general manager.
Mm-hmm.
And Howie Roseman, he could be like a Theo Epstein. When Theo Epstein won the World Series with the Red Sox, and then he went on to win it with the Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
He could be somebody to go in there and deal with that salary cap, because one of the issues that the Cowboys have had is not players. It's been the money and how
The way they
distributed
screw it
the
up.
money.
Yeah, and that goes back
Now
to
the
Stephen
question
Jones.
is, would Howie leave? Because hey, Philly, you want to make your name, you do it somewhere else. You don't just do it in one spot. You go somewhere else and you do it like Theo Epstein did. Because again, that kid, Julian Lurie, is going to get that job as general manager. They're grooming him for that job.
Not anymore.
What do you mean not anymore?
Okay.
No. Howie's got. I'm convinced Howie has compromising photos or something.
Okay.
I think Howie's going to end up with partial ownership when this thing is all said and done.
Well, if
Howie's
how
not
about
going
this?
anywhere.
If they win the Super Bowl this year, I would say that's true.
How about this? If he wins a Super Bowl this year, and they have second Super Bowl, and his contract is up, wouldn't you put yourself on the open market to see how much money you could make? You might become the highest paid general manager in pro sports, not just in the NFL, in pro sports. If you win another one, and the way you construct those contracts, why wouldn't you see and go to the highest bidder and have complete autonomy to do
On a
it?
roster.
I don't think Howie's going to go anywhere. And I think, to be honest, I think it would be foolish, because I think if he goes somewhere else, he's not going to have the control he has here. Jeffrey Lurie, say what you want about him, he lets Howie go out and make the moves and do things that are, things that teams would never do. Cut a quarterback that you just signed a huge extension to eat $35 million. There are things that Howie can do because of Jeffrey Lurie that you couldn't do anywhere else. So I don't think it's greener on the other side. I think Howie is going to end up staying. I don't see Howie going anywhere.
How about this one, Mark?
Mm-hmm.
If Bob Kraft called, because they have a great affiliation with that Patriots, and if Bob Kraft called him and said, name your number, I'll give you complete control over the franchise to run the New England Patriots. And the Patriots have been one of the greatest franchises at hiring the right people. How do you not command a $25 million? Howie Roseman, I mean, get this. Philadelphia's not going to pay him $25 million to be general manager of that team. The Patriots or the Carolina Panthers and David Tepper, or Jacksonville's or Minnesota's Ziggy Wilf, or Shade Khan, those guys are they're gonna ante up that money, man. You put him on the open market, Howie Roseman, $25 million.
Cowboys won't, though. I can tell you that right. They won't ante up that money and things.
Well, the Cowboys won't, because you know why? They're still
cheap.
stuck in 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
Philly, for you, Thursday night, this game here against Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels has outplayed Hurts so far this year. Yes, do you agree or not agree?
Say that again.
Do you believe Jaden Daniels has outplayed Jalen Hurts in the first 10 games? He's a rookie, mind you.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I think he's been really good. I think he's rookie of the year so far. I'll say it like that.
Have you been more impressed with Vic or with Kellen on what they brought to the team when it comes to coordinators?
Vic, definitely Vic. I mean, I think if you look at what they're doing with this defense, they're way ahead of schedule. I thought that, the young guys would come in, play, struggle. I didn't think they would be playing as well as they are so early. So I think you got to give Vic Fangio that.
Now I'm going to go to you here, Mark. I want you owe me an apology now.
Oh, fuck you.
You owe me an apology.
Oh, no.
Say it with me.
I ain't giving you
Say
shit.
it with me.
I ain't
Lazy
saying
Smith sucks.
Mozzie actually is not that bad. Mozzie had a few sack. Look,
God. Dude,
he's not the worst defensive. Here's the thing: he's not the worst defensive lineman.
He's not the worst. What pick did you draft him in?
Lordy.
Jordan Davis is not playing well, and I would still keep his fat ass on the team. Okay?
He's got hold on. He's got 13. Oh, just hang on for a second here. Hold on.
Jordan Davis
So Dan, hold on, Dan. I've had to keep this in my back pocket. He's got 20 combined tackles, 13 solos, 7 assists, 3 tackles for a loss. Is that awful?
When you're 30th against the run, yeah.
But he's not the only problem on that defense there, bro. Okay. I mean, seriously.
Tackles 5 yards down the field because they're blowing you off the ball.
How were your numbers? How were your numbers in the pro?
Get this.
I realize why you hate him so much, man.
30 tackles on the worst run defense in pro football. Congratulations to you. I'm on a shitty defense and I'm making plays on a shitty team.
He's not that bad.
Yeah, making plays 8 yards down the field.
Yeah, he's a free safety. I didn't know Mozzie Smith was a free safety. I thought he was a DT.
Come on, Mozzie Cilio now.
Oh, wait. No,
What?
Hey, Philly, guess what? Do you know who Michael Phelps is? He's that swimmer dude, right? He's got a backstroke. Mm-hmm. Have you seen Mozzie Smith's backstroke?
Shit.
He goes like this. Come on now, dog. Hey, Mike Zimmer's been a complete colossal disaster.
Well, yes, and also we've had a lot. I mean, we've literally been decimated by injuries. We've lost 5 defensive. We lost 5 defensive ends, bro. 5 defensive ends when we were thin to begin with.
The injuries.
Oh, don't give me. Oh, stop, man. Come on.
Because of the injuries.
No, if you lose your best player, for 5 weeks in Micah Parsons. You end up losing your edge rushers, D-Law.
You mean
Philly's getting tired of I think he's getting tired of bringing the sledgehammer on here.
You know, like I said, you don't need. You know, you guys, you've
No,
grown
no.
up.
Are you
You've
crazy?
grown up.
Wait a
It's
minute,
time for the
no.
baby birds to fly away
Can
from
I tell
home.
you what you are, Mark? Can
What's
I tell
that?
you exactly what you've become to
Oh,
Philly
shit.
fans now? See,
The punching
Philly
bag.
fans now, wait, Philly fans look at you and they go, "Good, suffer, you son of a bitch."
Is that what
Hey,
I'm here
hey.
for?
Hey, by the way, no. Well, okay? Wait a minute. Don't be a baby here.
I'm
'cause
not being
you
a baby.
would be doing this
Hold on.
shit to him.
Screw you. I show up every week.
You do.
Would you show up if your team was this fucking sorry every week?
For you, I would. For
You
I would.
know you're not going to
why?
go on anybody else's channel, and you're not going to leave your damn basement.
Wait a minute. No. I would go on yours. I would listen. I don't do that shit. I don't do other shows.
That's what I was told. You wouldn't do anybody else's.
I do not. But I would do your two shows because you know why? You're here with me all the time, and I love you two guys because you two guys are passionate about what you do. However, I love it that you give Philly fans so much love in the fact that you're fucking suffering like you have 8 enemas that have been delivered to you this week. You look so constipated right now.
Shit.
And look at Philly. He's just like, you know,
I mean, how could I not enjoy this?
He doesn't have anything else to say because look at him. All he's doing.
He doesn't have to. You can just look at me sitting here crying.
I'm just enjoying this. I mean, this is like, you know, I wait all year for this. Are you kidding? Usually
You got
this happens
8 more
in December.
freaking games.
This is
God.
this is great.
Did Dak Prescott quit on the Cowboys?
No, he did not. He's having surgery right now.
I can't say. I mean, based
He
upon
didn't.
what they said the injury is, it's hard to say that he quit.
I'll
I won't
take that.
go that
You know
far.
what? I said it earlier. I'll take it back too because now that I know that he's going in, he's ripped off the bone.
But they already stunk with him though, and they stunk. You know, when the season
But that's
started,
not
they
all
stunk.
Dak Prescott's fault,
From the
bro.
get-go.
Okay, you know,
But you don't put
if
any
Cowboy
of it-
fans think
that's
the only
my-
problem
that's
we
my
have
main
is
problem.
quarterback.
That's my main problem with Mark. It's nothing
my
is
God.
ever on Dak. Ever.
Can we improve the quarterback?
ever,
Sure.
after
But
9
there
years.
is nothing in here that says this
Ever
team
Dak's
is about winning anything as currently
Never
constructed.
Dak's fault.
Oh my God.
Never his fault. In 9
Hey, Mark,
years,
do you
Dak
still
Prescott,
take
never
Dak
his fault.
over Jalen Hurts?
Right now, I might have to say Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts has less miles on him. You know, unfortunately, at this point in Dak Prescott's career,
He has
He's
less miles, but he has a bigger bank account.
bigger banking. No, but here's my thing. If the Cowboys do exactly what they've done right now, Dak Prescott won't make it through 2 more seasons. His body's going to fail him. He's at the point of Tony Romo right now where you have to protect him with an offensive line, and you need a fucking running game, or else you just threw that money away. You can't sit here and say we're going to do more with less. You know, my buddy Law Nation pointed out something that was, and it's so profound. He said the Cowboys never draft to complement other players. They draft to plug holes, which is the truth. They let guys that are starters go, and we're just going to draft somebody and plug them in to play. And at some point, if you don't draft well, and the Cowboys have not drafted well, as you pointed out, Mozzie Smith, and you got to look at guys like Schoonmaker who can't even get on the field as a number 2 pick. If you don't draft well and you don't get in free agency, this is what you get.
Like an enema. That's what it looks like right now.
Right now, an enema would probably feel pretty good in comparison.
Hey, man. I think the Eagles gave you one on Sunday. I mean, hey, Philly, I'll tell you.
Oh man.
One more. Couple last ones here for you. You get through this. I said this. You get Mark. Tell me if you agree. You get through this next 3-game stretch, and you're 2-1. I think you'll be
Super
the
Bowl
team to
favorite.
beat in the I think you'll be the team to beat in the NFC
Well,
next.
it's going to happen. It will happen. Then we're going to win. We will win the next 2 games. We will beat Washington, and then we will go to LA and beat them as always in LA. I have no doubt about it.
You'll be 2-1. Mark, how do you think they get through these next 3 games here? Do you got Washington obviously tomorrow? Do you got the Rams? Hey, the Rams are a good offense too. They're coming back in form. Then you got the number 1 ranked offense.
I don't think they go 1-2.
National Football League in Lamar.
I don't see them beating Baltimore. And Washington, Again, that's another team that how many really good teams have they faced just yet? So, I mean, you both are kind of in the same boat. Whoever wins that one, you got to say, okay, that's the legit team. And we'll wait and see. Maybe Washington with Jaden Daniels, he's so young, he doesn't know to be afraid. And that's a scary point for the Eagles.
This is what it would look like, and I'll get you guys out of here after this. Here's the AFC. Well, we'll just stick with the NFC. Here's the NFC playoffs right now. Philly, Lions get the bye. Eagles in the 2-hole. Falcons in the 3-hole. The Cards are in the 4-hole. By the way, Jonathan Gann is coaching his ass off out there. Vikings are in the 5-hole. Commanders are in the 6-hole. And you got the Packers, 7. And you got the Rising Niners that are outside at 8. This is how it would look. Packers would go to Philly in the opening round. Commanders would go to the Falcons. That would be a good game. And you would have Vikings and Cardinals. That would be your opening round wild card games. Or be your opening wild card weekend NFL games. So, I mean, Packers and Eagles would be back again. That's the tough. If you look at all the teams right now that are qualifying in the NFC, Philly, the Packers, in my opinion, that'd be the toughest opponent.
That would be the toughest opponent. I agree. But I like it. It's in Philly. You've already beat them once. I'd feel pretty comfortable and confident about that game. So I think the Eagles would win. I think Washington would upset Atlanta. And then what was the other one?
Vikings and Cardinals. So it would
I think the Cardinals win because
it would roll out this way. If you Eagles beat the Packers, they'd move on to the divisional round. And you're saying the Commanders would upset the Falcons. So then you'd have another three-peat. You'd have to play the Commanders again, and they'd have to come down to Philadelphia to play. Yeah. And the winner of Vikings and Cardinals will be the team that ends up playing the Detroit Lions. So the Cardinals, if they win, or the Vikings, it would be Lions. I would say this. I think the Vikings will not win that game. I think the Cardinals will win that game. And I think the Cardinals will play the Lions in the divisional round.
I agree. Yeah.
Well, Mark, I tell you, man,
you're headed for an Eagles Lions championship game. I think that's what we're on collision course for. So the Eagles need to hang in there and get home field.
And what are you on collision course for, Mark?
The liquor store.
That bottle.
Hey, dude. I feel for you, man. I do. I mean, look at you right now. You're a mess.
He's always looked like that. What are you
No. Look at his face. He's a mess.
He always looks like that.
Mark, you look hurt like a puppy.
Only when Dak Prescott does something good does he smile.
Oh, Philly didn't want to kick your ass today. He felt so fucking bad.
No more. I can't take it anymore.
What can I say? I can only double moonwalk this guy's ass so many times.
We suck so bad. Oh my God.
I can't, Mark. Honest to God,
we can't. Jeez. We can't complete a pass. We can't run the football. We can't stop the run. The only thing we can do is freaking kick a field goal.
All kidding aside, I cannot believe how bad that Cowboy team looked. I mean, I kept going like this. Holy shit, that's the worst Cowboy team in my lifetime. And that is including the one I was on. I'm telling you, that's the worst team I've ever seen the Cowboys associated with. I mean, when he said he's all in what? The shit house?
Yeah.
All right.
All in and destroying the team.
Tell the folks how they could get that.
All because of Dak Prescott.
You gave him $140 million in cash.
Guy can't carry shit.
Get this, Philly. Jerry Jones paid $154 for the Cowboys in '89. They gave Dak a check this year for $140. I mean, almost the price that Jones paid for the team. They gave.
And as long as Dak's on their team, as long as he's their quarterback, I do not worry about Dallas ever doing anything in the playoffs.
It's going to be a while, man. It's going to be a long road back. I will tell you that.
Mark's not that guy.
Tell folks how they can find you, good friend.
Look at a gutter right now because that's about where I am. Drunk, okay? Because
Did you say Trump?
I said I'll be in a gutter, drunk. Okay,
Hey,
on Jobu
Philly.
Sports Report or
Phil,
Mark
you can
Holmes.
find me. I'll be in Mark's kitchen. I'll be cooking up some hamburgers, some glizzies. I'm taking over because I now own them. We own them. We own a grill. We own them. Cowboys are nothing. Buried.
Yeah, having a cowboy burger tonight, huh,
You can
Philly?
find me there. That's
I,
right.
Guys,
I
I've
can't
taken
just.
over.
I,
I've come for your meats, Mark. I told you I'm coming for them meats.
hey, by
I'm
the
here.
way,
Pause.
make sure you check these two guys out on BetUS as well. These two guys are legends over on BetUS as
Don't
well.
bet on the Cowboys. Okay, that's the best advice I can give you with BetUS. Don't waste your money on the
That's probably a
Cowboys.
good idea.
Oh, good. Guys, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate it. You're spectacular. It's
Thank
one of the
you.
great segments of the week for us. And thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you,
sure.
Philly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Holy shit. I give these guys a ton of credit, especially Mark Holmes, man. Holy cow. That dude, man. You see how hey, what am I here for?
Comic relief. That's all I'm here for.
What am I here for, man? Do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button. We'll reset. Keep it here, National Football Show.
All right, there we go.
If you missed any of today's show on the Jacob Media channel,
I
listen
wish,
to the podcast.
I wish I had missed it. I wish I had missed it. Jalen Hurts has only won 2 playoff games. Stop acting like you've done so much. I love this Mark in Philly.500. I'm sure you do right now because the Cowboys suck. This is hard, man. This is just so hard to see the Dallas Cowboys literally this bad that we got no hope. We've got nothing, man. It's like the world is coming to an end, man. And there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing. Well, here's what I'll say, Logan Motorsport. You can say Dak choked in the playoffs. At least Dak got him in the playoffs because all the other mother humpers we have, they ain't getting us anywhere close to it. So, laugh now, Eagle fans, but you might want to worry about the Commanders tomorrow night. Hey, Aisha Robinson, how you doing, girl? You know I'm praying for you. I'm going to get out of here, people, because this is just too hard. This is just too hard.